Well, another method for solving systems of equation is elimination. So like substitution, the goal here is to get one equation that has only one variable. So to do this by elimination, we want to add the two equations in the system together. Okay, you just have to remember some things when we talk about equations, that we want to make sure that we keep the equations equal. When you do the one side, you got to keep in mind that you have to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so let's take a look at some steps that it said that we must use when we solve these equations by elimination. Step 1 says to write the equation so that like terms are in line. So we're talking about right underneath each other. You remember when you used to be doing subtraction, adding and subtracting back in first, second, third grade, and we had to make sure we put each particular term underneath one another. Step 2 says eliminate one of the variables and solve for the other variable. Step 3, substitute the value of the variable into one of the original equations and solve for the other variable, and then write in ordered pairs and check. Okay, so let's look at what we have and see what we can do with it. All right, we have a system y is equal to, no it doesn't, it's y plus 3x is equal to a negative 2, and 2y minus 3x is equal to 14. So what we want to do is we just want to write these as if we are adding. So we would write simply y plus 3x is equal to a negative 2, and directly underneath it, we're going to write 2y minus 3x is equal to 14. And so that's what they're asking us to do in step 1. Write it where they're aligned. Okay, so step 2 says we need to eliminate. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite it again, so I left a little bit more space. So we want to eliminate 1. So we would have y plus 3x is equal to a negative 2, and that's going to be 2y minus 3x is equal to 14. Now just as if we were adding. So we have, then that's, keep in mind, that's 1, right? So 2 plus 1 will definitely give us 3y. Okay, but look at this. We have a negative 3 and a positive 3, and these are like terms. Remember, 3x, that's going to give us 0. Okay, so that would be plus 0 is equal to a negative 2 and 14. It's going to give us 12. Okay, so we need to go on and solve. Here, this will give us 3y is equal to 12, and we'll divide both sides by 3, and here y is going to equal to 4. Okay, so now we're all the way down to step 3, where we've already solved for 1. Now we just need to substitute back into an equation and get the other one. And let's just use y plus 3x is equal to a negative 2. It just says to substitute back into either one of the original equation. So y plus 3x is equal to a negative 2. Y plus 3x is equal to a negative 2. And we're going to substitute 4 for y, so that'll be 4 plus 3x is equal to a negative 2. And we'll subtract 4 from both sides, so that'll be 4 minus 4 plus 3x is equal to a negative 2. We'll go ahead and bring this on up here, and that will give us, we're going to subtract 4 minus 4. So now we'll have 3x is equal to a negative 6. And we'll divide by 3, and that gives us x is equal to a negative 2. All right. So what we need to do now is just write our answers as an ordered pair. So we have -2, 4. And then it tells us to check it. And again, we check it simply. Remember how we check it. We just go back and find an easy equation. So what about y plus 3x? It's very simple. So we have y is 4. So we're going to use y plus 3x equal to a -2. So that tells us y is 4 plus 3 times a -2 is equal to a -2. Okay, so here we will bring this up and we'll have 4 plus a -6 is equal to a -2. So of course we know when we subtract 4 from 6, that's going to give us 2. But because the absolute value of -6 that give us a -2 is equal to a -2. So guess what? Indeed, we have the ordered pair of -2 and 4 is a solution to this system. And we did so by just aligning the terms up and just like we were back in elementary and just adding these things up, come up with one value for y, and then substituting that value, finding what our x is, and writing as an ordered pair and checking it. Now we call this solving system of equation by elimination, and this particular type of elimination is called addition. Okay, so we'll see you next time when we take a look at elimination by subtraction. See you then.